Sanctuary City Mayor Eric Adams is busing illegals to upstate New York. And what happens when they get there? Homeless veterans are being kicked out of hotels to make room for the illegal immigrants.
It's a total embarrassment. It's a slap in the face to veterans, to citizens of New York and this country who are really being cast aside to allow for asylum seekers to come here.
We know what the intention was. Second-class citizens are veterans. Primary, most celebrated citizens who get all the benefits, non-citizens, fraudulent asylees into the United States.
But for fact's sake, there's just one little problem here. That story was absolutely false. But that did not stop all kinds of right-wing media from running wild with it last week. The accusation was splashed across the front page of the New York Post, owned by Rupert Murdoch, and was quickly picked up by Fox News and Newsmax. I think my mom was shouting it out a car window before she even got to my house this weekend. But here's the thing. That story fell apart days later, starting with this report from the Mid-Hudson News, which is a reminder we should thank God for local papers. And when the truth came out, here's what Fox host Laura Ingraham said on her show.
Before we go, a little update on a story we brought you this week about homeless vets being displaced from hotels so that illegals could move in. Turns out the group behind the claim made it up. We have no clue as to why anyone would do such a thing, but we'll bring you any updates should they come.
Oh, really? She had no clue why anyone would make up such a thing? Well, I think we do. Joining us tonight, one of the local reporters who helped get to the bottom of the story, Lana Bellamy, a reporter and editor at the Albany Times-Union. Lana, how did this happen and how did it all unravel?
Hi, Stephanie. So I think, just like you did, it's important to kind of go back to the context of what was going on in the community before this story came out in the New York Post. And with asylum seekers coming to the area, there was a lot of outrage that was stoked in the community, and also a lot of misinformation that was already circulating. So us at the Times-Union Hudson Valley, we had already started working on an explainer that we had online that we could constantly update to try to swat down misinformation. So when this story came out, we tried to take a more thoughtful approach to it. We had many discussions of, is this an exaggeration? Is this a framing issue by the New York Post? It seemed like the veterans, according to that first story, were being taken care of. So then it started unraveling as the week went on. So I was contacted on Monday by people who were already in Orange County questioning whether or not this was true. And those people were in the nonprofit space who usually help homeless people in the area. They always work together. So they were like, what can we do to help? Especially if, these people are veterans. We appreciate their service. But their interactions with Sharon Tony Finch, who they had worked with in the past, who's the CEO of the foundation that was purportedly taking care of these displaced veterans, was not giving them straight answers on who they were, where they could be found, how they could be contacted by these nonprofits. So the questions for me in my reporting started there. And then it became even more questionable when this screenshot of an invoice from the CEO started circulating and being pushed to reporters as proof that she paid for $37,000 worth of hotel rooms at the Crossroads Hotel in Newburgh. When I laid eyes on it, my red flags went up because I thought it looked manipulated. There were the fonts were different sizes, and there was some discoloration on the receipt. And so we kept asking Assemblyman Brian Marr, who was the spokesman for the foundation, can we get further proof? Can we talk to these veterans who were displaced? Go to the source. And after there were questions about the invoice, he was like, okay, I need to call together a press conference, get these veterans out in front of these reporters. And he even wanted to take it a step further and actually see bank statements from the CEO that showed that she unquestionably paid for these rooms. And where it fell apart for him, he says, is when he waited outside of the bank for more than 2 hours for her to show up, and she didn't show up at all.
So where is
so
she
then
now? Are there going to be any consequences? I mean, a lie like this, that there is fraud, there's misinformation, it's dangerous. And all those people who heard this lie, not all of them have heard the correction.
That's true. That's what we're afraid of. That the correction doesn't go as far as the first more sensational story. But right now, the Attorney General for New York has said that their office is examining the claims. It's not a full-blown investigation, but they're looking at it. The Orange County District Attorney also said that he's going to consider looking into the claims, but the big thing for them is proving financial impropriety, which could maybe be were donations made off the back of this story under false pretenses. Or the other interesting leg of the story where it all unraveled was the purported scheme behind it, where homeless men were actually paid to pose as homeless veterans to further the story. They weren't paid in the end. So there might even be a question of, is that also a crime, this scam?
Well, it's awful
But we don't
in
know.
every way, and people deserve to hear the truth. The truth matters, but only if you see it, and we're so grateful for your reporting. Lana, thank you so much.